Let's cross over to London now and catch up with Alexander Downer, the longest-serving Foreign Minister of this great country. He still takes a deep and abiding interest in all these matters. Good to talk to you again, Alexander. I wonder if you've caught up with what the Chinese ambassador to Australia has said in Canberra today. He's essentially just restated the fact that China will seek the reunification with Taiwan under whatever means are necessary. But it's kind of chilling to hear him say that right here in our own country while all this is going on in the Taiwan Strait.
Yes, it is chilling, and I did have a look at his speech. His speech is a reiteration of the standard position of Beijing towards Australia, by the way, but just couched in slightly more diplomatic language than his predecessor used. But as far as Taiwan is concerned, yes, I mean, they're maintaining the rhetoric that they're going to reunify or unify Taiwan with the People's Republic of China, and by whatever means they need to do it. The Nancy Pelosi visit has accelerated a process which was happening already, you know, the West, and in particular the United States, has to be very forthright and very determined to ensure that some military action against Taiwan could never succeed.
Is this about testing Western support for Taiwan and therefore testing China's ability to take action in coming years? Or is it about trying to ensure further political visits don't occur to try and further isolate Taiwan?
Well, I don't think it's about testing. I think it's about the evolution of a process. It's about incrementally moving towards ultimately seizing control of Taiwan. So the rhetoric is hardening. The actions are hardening. I don't think China is about, well, the People's Republic of China is about to invade Taiwan in the next few weeks. But they're shifting their position more towards doing that. So the challenge for particularly the Biden administration, the Americans, but also for other American allies, including Australia in the region, is to make it perfectly clear, make it crystal clear that any military action would be completely unacceptable and we would respond. I mean, we must have learned from all of the acts of weakness over the last couple of years, not least the withdrawal from Afghanistan, the public statements that we wouldn't provide any on-ground defence for Ukraine in the event that Ukraine was invaded. You know, all of these have led to bad things, and we have to be a lot more forthright in our determination to protect Taiwan.
Indeed. Thanks for your insights on that. I want to switch to something that's a world away from that kind of hard diplomacy and more about soft diplomacy, and mention the passing of the great Olivia Newton-John yesterday, because I know back when I worked for you as Foreign Minister and you used to jet off to Los Angeles and New York for the G'day LA celebrations. I never got those happy trips. I got all the tough trips, the tough countries. But I know Olivia Newton-John was a strong supporter of Australia's diplomacy and efforts there, and you would have got to meet her and seen what value that added to Australia's efforts.
Yes, and I presented her with an award, I seem to recall, as Australian living in the United States, Australian of the Year. I mean, she was incredibly supportive, and being a well-known, internationally renowned Australian star, having her involved made a big difference to the Australian effort in the United States. And she was I know she was born in the UK, but she was very loyal to Australia and very patriotic about Australia and proud of her Australian heritage. I mean, I must say, I've met over the years in different jobs I've had a number of these kind of superstars, and I would say of all the stars I've met, she was the least vain, the most natural and the most charming that I ever came across. I thought she was an absolutely delightful woman and patriotic and a supporter of Australia. She was a great person.
Lovely stuff. Thanks for joining us, Alexander. Appreciate it.